you will subscribe, you will like the video and turn on notifications. Hey guys, today we're gonna be doing a video on the Battle of Jakku. My last video I promised I'd do this one, so here it is. Just want to announce I got my Patreon page set up. Um, so for only $5 a month, you can get exclusive videos that I'm not gonna be posting on YouTube. We're gonna do exclusive giveaways only available to my Patreon members. Um, all that great stuff. So it'll really support my channel. It'll really help me a lot. So I really appreciate it if you check that out and see if you might want to do that. Okay, so today's video, the Battle of Jakku. Now, most of you, some of you, only probably the more hardcore fans have read the book, Star Wars Aftermath Empire's End. That's where the Battle of Jakku is mostly described in. More casual fans would know it from the Star Wars Battlefront game. There, the Battle of Jakku appears in the end of it. The Battlefront game doesn't really give the battle a real justice. Um, if you played that game, you probably don't. If you only played that game, not read the book, you probably don't know too much about the battle. Also, we see the wreckage of the battle in Force Awakens. So most of you probably know it from there. So let's begin. So sometime at some point, the Gallius Rax is a Grand Admiral in the Imperial Navy. This is after the Battle of Endor. The Empire's really been reduced because of the contingency plan Palpatine had. Video link to that video in the description. That'll help make this battle make more sense to you. But so Gallius Rax, he gathers all the Imperial remnants, which is a single super star destroyer called the Ravager, and many others. I'd estimate like at least 30 Imperial star destroyers. Um, and they and basically all the stormtroopers, all the AT-ATs, all the AT-STs, all that stuff, and gathers them at Jakku. And so they're all at Jakku. Um, so he's got the entire Imperial remnants at Jakku. Now, somewhere else in the galaxy, um, here, I better, check what planet that was. I have the book right here. Also, I'm going to be doing a giveaway on this book, so you guys watch out for that. Taurus, the planet's Taurus. So, on Taurus, a group of, New Republic, basically soldiers, um, they're hunting down, an Imperial Admiral, Grand Admiral Ray Salone, who had already, kind of like left the Empire previous to this. And, they hunted down a bounty hunter that works for her called Mercurial Swift, and he told them that she went to Jakku. Now, she went to Jakku, um, actually to fight Gallius Rax, but they didn't know that. So they took their single ship and they went. It's a freighter called the Moth, and they went to Jakku. When they jump and they jump out of hyperspace right in front of this massive fleet. So they know the entire empire is at Jakku. Two of the members of the crew they get in an escape pod and jettison to the planet's surface. The rest of them go jump back to the New Republic capital world, which at this time was Chandeliera. I think Chandeliera. I don't know. I might not be pronouncing that right. And they basically alert the New Republic that uh, the Empire's at Jakku. The entire Imperial remnant is at Jakku. So then, the New Republic, it's got like a Senate and democracy, and so they had to pass basically a bill that would allow their New Republic military to attack Jakku and finish off the Empire. But the crime groups like Pike Syndicate and Black Sun. Um, they didn't want that to happen because they knew if once the Republic beat the Empire, the Republic would start going after the crime groups. It wouldn't be good for the crime syndicates. So they actually blackmailed some senators into voting against the proclamation, so they couldn't go to war. But in the end, they did. They caught the syndicates and uh um got this, basically, released the senators, and they were able to pass it. So the New Republic fleet went to Jakku. So at Jakku, um all of the Imperial Star Destroyers basically formed a defensive ring around the Super Star Destroyer. And the New Republic fleet couldn't pierce the ring. They couldn't get through it. So they sent three of the new Starhawks. These Starhawks they're built out of pieces of captured Imperial Star Destroyers. They're way more powerful than an Imperial Star Destroyer. So three of them are sent right at the right at to try to break through the defensive ring. And they didn't really get too far. They did manage to deal some heavy damage to a Star Destroyer called the Punisher. The Punisher's captain panicked and rammed the Punisher into Star Hawk Amity. So the debris of the Star Destroyer Punisher, Starhawk called Amity, are kind of like cascading through space, and they're threatening the other two Starhawks that are in close proximity. The Unity is able to maneuver out of the way of the oncoming debris from the two starships, but the Concorde was not. So the Concorde ran right through the hole in the defensive ring that the Punisher had left, and basically went and attacked the Ravager, the Super Star Destroyer. They exchanged volleys, and the Concorde was heavily damaged, like extremely heavily damaged. Had very few. It was a good ship. It was gutted, but it wasn't destroyed. Um, the Ravager um took light to moderate damage, but it didn't really hurt it that much. But then so the Concorde, the new Starhawks have a very powerful tractor beam on it. So the Concorde latches the Super Star Destroyer with its tractor beam, and is actually able to pull the much larger ship into atmosphere and eventually crash both ships into the surface. So after that, really, the defense in space kind of fell apart. The Ring of Star Destroyers collapsed. The Star Destroyers really just amongst the New Republic fleet, and it's just not looking too good for the Empire. On the ground, prior to the destruction of the Ravager, um, they had the New Republic deployed ground troops. The Empire had one main base on Jakku where they had put most of their troops and stuff, and they had like a front line around the base. So um the ground troops of the New Republic slowly pushed the line back and back, but they couldn't break it. And when the Ravager fell, it actually landed right on the Imperial line. Um, so that did a lot of damage to all the troops on the ground. And um, I think in another few days, the rebel troops on the not rebels, New Republic troops on the ground managed to overrun the Imperial base and put an end to the Imperials on the ground. But I think there are still scattered remnants. The fighting actually went on for weeks after this, with the Star Destroyers in space still fighting, even after the ceasefire treaty between the New Republic and the Empire. Um, so yeah, the Imperial political leader who didn't really have too much power, but Masameta, he was Palpatine's kind of like second hand man. and he kind of took over politically for the Empire, but he didn't really actually control it. But he signed a ceasefire treaty with the New Republic, so that's the official end of the Galactic Civil War. Um, so yeah, and the remnants from the Empire from Jakku actually fled into the unknown regions and created the First Order. So that's how the First Order came to be as well. This very important battle, it really marks the end of the Galactic Civil War, which I'd say the beginning of the Galactic Civil War. I don't know. There's really not a set beginning for it. I would almost call the Battle of Scarif the real beginning, but that was the first major battle. But there were some pretty big battles we see in the Rebels TV show. One of those would probably end up being considered the beginning, but the end is definitely the Battle of Jakku. Um, it comes from Star Wars Aftermath and great book. You should definitely read it. Um, enter for a giveaway for a chance to win it. Um, so yeah, that's the Battle of Jakku.